So our
yeah.
topic is stores and businesses in downtown. Downtown Ashcroft.
Downtown Ashcroft.
Downtown Ashcroft.
When it was a downtown, yeah.
Yeah.
When there was one, yes.
Well, these guys
Here, I'll put some pictures there too.
go back a lot further than I do,
Yeah.
so they can tell stories about, well, especially Chinatown and all through that area.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Blake Wilson?
I have heard of Blake Wilson.
Chataway Ranch?
Yeah.
How about Judge Wilson?
Yeah.
You know where he lived? Not far from your place.
I think the biggest thing in
Oh.
downtown with the buildings is the fact of what's not there anymore, more so than
Yeah.
and what's there now and what was there before.
Yeah.
Because even myself, as relatively young, I can still remember we lost so many buildings to fires over
Oh,
the years.
yeah.
And they were replaced, but there were some old character buildings.
Bob, can I see that picture of the hotel?
Yes.
You guys want to
Start
got any
there.
Ashcroft hotel stories?
Oh, oh yeah. My introduction to the Ashcroft Hotel, I go in there and
Beer parlor.
and Percy Minabariette was working, and he told us to sit there and be quiet. He knew we were all underage. We'd snuck in, and he says, "I'll serve you, but just be quiet." And there was one young fellow started talking too loud, and he just reached over the table, picked the kid right up with the shirt, walked him out, threw him out the front door, and we just sat there quietly, finished our beer. Never said another word, just kept real quiet. But we were just fortunate enough to be in there.
That was the afternoon show in
Oh.
Ashcroft.
Oh yeah,
Bacon Iraqi.
yeah.
And it's the biggest fights in town.
Oh.
Right across the street from Ashcroft.
Well, you had all the Buza boys used to go in there after logging.
Oh yeah.
I think what the guys were talking about earlier. I mean, it goes back to their time and to my time when I started in business in 1969. Actually, when I started, even then it was Friday nights. You could not get a parking spot downtown. We always stayed open late and later than late. A lot of times, guys coming in there at the last minute to get stuff. When I had the clothing business with J. Ray's,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. What how the downtown used to just be going continually. We had like I say, I had the J. Ray Menswear at the time. That was started back in the 1960s originally, when that started. Noel Hunt came here, and then Brian Blundell took it over. And I started working for Brian in 1969, and then in 1972 I got involved in the company and
Yeah.
went on from there. But
What was the building before you moved into it, Lori?
I'm not sure what they had in there before.
Come on.
It was part of the old hardware.
Yeah,
Oh, it was the showroom
Oh,
for the
okay.
cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because when you used to climb up in the inside of the building, there was
Yeah.
a great big bolt in the middle. And I could never figure out what that was. And then what they used to do is literally pivot the wall. The whole front wall would pivot, and they drive the cars in
Oh.
and park the cars in there and use them for display.
Yeah.
Yeah,
GM dealership.
that's what it was. Was that Woody Woodworth? Or no, he had.
No, he had the building that
Sato was
Gallagher
in.
built.
Oh, okay.
Gallagher came up from Spence's Bridge and he built that building, and he had a International Harvester dealership.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And then
Across the street.
and then after he sold it, I think Al Bose bought it. He made it into Bose Motors, and he became a GM dealership there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. That was the neat part about it, that the fact that they could have actually just opened the window,
Yeah.
opened the whole front, and
Yeah.
drive the cars in.
Yeah.
And it was the
There
showroom.
was a big showroom.
I'll
wasn't it?
bet, yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
whole J. Ray's was in there for years, yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we expanded that back in. I started in '69, so that would have been about 78, 79 when we kicked it back out and expanded that. But yeah, it was,
Original hotel, terrible hotel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the first building in Ashcroft, I think, was the hotel.
When they used to have the old, a lot of people, I don't know, think you guys could tell the story, but the old original, the Central Cafe, which we talk about with Park and Shirley Wong
Yeah.
and that, that was the Central Hotel.
Oh.
and I found this picture. This is a picture of the bar, that they had a
my
bar.
gosh.
That was the old Central Hotel bar.
That was the Central Hotel bar.
Yeah, so I found that picture in a group.
This is where that Bose Motors. garage
Yeah,
was built.
exactly where Sato's building ended
Yeah.
up eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can put that up. That's the
Yeah,
bar.
that's the
And
bar.
that's the old original hotel.
Actually, this one is the second hotel.
Yeah, it burned down originally in
Yeah, so
1970.
this is probably the original one, Lloyd.
That could have been
I
going.
bet, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it,
It looks
doesn't
like it was original.
Yeah, wow.
I had that in
is
one
unreal.
of Grandpa's or Grandma's pictures there, and that was there. I don't know, so I don't know who the
Yeah.
people are or anything, but it was one
Yeah,
of the
because
original.
those hotels all burnt down in the 1916
The
fire.
big fire, yeah.
And then the
Then they were all
Ashcroft was
rebuilt.
rebuilt, and then the Central in 1920, and that, I think that's this
That's
one.
probably there, yeah, exactly, yeah. And there's a picture of Parky, and then we could put that in there to.
Yeah, let's do that too.
Where'd that one of Parky go?
There's Sparky
Parky, yeah.
and the Chow family, Eddie and
And that was a whole
Oh, yeah.
other
Anybody got any
story.
Parky stories?
Oh yeah, like you said. Like I said, the food was free. You paid for the abuse, and it was everybody loved going there. Best cheeseburgers in the country. Yeah,
Yeah.
our kids used to walk in. We'd just sit down. They didn't even ask. They knew what the kids were going to have. And then he always had the Girl Guide cookies in the back. When
Oh, yeah.
On a Saturday, we'd go down, a bunch of us guys with coffee, and take
Yeah.
the kids when we started having kids. And they'd all sneak into the back, and Parky was waiting there with the cookies.
Aw.
They never took the white ones. They always took the chocolate ones. They'd come out of there just covered in chocolate. Yeah. But the
Yeah.
kids, to this day, our kids remember
My
that.
dad,
Yeah.
this is my dad's
Yeah.
store.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
talk
you should
about,
talk about
let's talk about
Chinatown.
Chinatown, Lloyd. Let's put your dad's
Hey.
store up there. We
Hey,
can start.
this is Wing Chun Tai.
Yeah.
This is my dad's store. Then the next one is where I had my barber shop down below.
Ah,
That used to be the tailor shop. Lin Key Tailors. The next door was Kwang Yi Chung.
can we put that
Let's
up
put the
when
picture
you're
up
when
there.
that picture
We
up
put it up there so they can take a
and
picture
then,
of it?
yeah, keep talking about it, Lloyd.
Keep telling them,
Yeah.
Lloyd. So
Yeah, there's Wing Chong Tai and
That's my sister.
Wing Chun Tai, then my dad's store, Yet Chung Lung.
yeah,
Next to that was Lin Key.
okay.
It's a tailor shop.
Oh
eh?
yeah, yeah.
And after that was Kwang Yi Chung.
Kwang.
And that old Skinny used to own that. And after that was a warehouse where the Wing Wa Lung's warehouse.
Oh,
After
okay.
that. And it used to be in the bottom
That
back
just
part
that
used to be the
sort of
Chinese
that
school
poster, Alan, with the yeah, right there.
behind that Wing Wa Lung's.
There's Wing Lee Taylor right there.
Yeah. Here, Lloyd, look at this.
That's something.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tailors and what did Wing Chong Tai sell? What did Wing Chong Tai sell?
General merchandise.
General merchandise. What about Wing Wolong?
And they also were the laundry. They had laundry.
Oh, okay.
And what did Wing Wa Lung
Yeah,
sell?
what did Wing Wolong?
Wing Wa Lung, they were the rich people. And they financed all of the farming. Irrigated land,
Okay, yeah.
Tingley Ranch, all the way from where the Ashcroft old Ashcroft swimming pool used
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
You know, just below there where my sister's house is now.
Yeah.
All the way from there to the Bonaparte.
Yeah.
And that was all orchard.
Oh, orchard, yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? And Bob, you mentioned your dad when he came in and
Yeah.
all the tomatoes and
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
Boston Flats and
Oh, yeah.
irrigated lands up where
Yeah.
Doy.
Chalices.
Yeah.
Doy, isn't it?
No, it was my dad. Well, Doy was working for the CPR.
Yeah. But he was in partnership with it.
No, I don't know. He wasn't.
But he was involved in it
Oh, he
somehow.
could have been. He could have been involved. But it was because my dad knew the manager of Canadian Canners that they were having problems with potatoes to
Oh,
supply them, right?
yeah.
So
I'll show you something.
Sure, yeah, you get your pictures out here, Lloyd. Oh, here's Lloyd's, that's your store, right, Lloyd? Was that your dad's
My
store?
dad's store, yeah. You know where that is?
Which one is this, Lloyd? Is that
You know
your?
where that is?
Some aren't worth, that one I can't really see.
Oh, there's me, there I am. There I am.
And what did you guys sell at your store? What was your store about?
Noodles,
Noodles.
my first truck.
Ginger.
Oh.
Lots,
Ginger.
Lots of
Yeah,
ginger. All the kids used to
yeah.
go for
Yeah.
ginger.
Yeah, and you
I don't know what happened
yeah.
to these pictures, but they're,
And when people come into town, into the museum, that's what they talk about.
what?
Is
Ginger store.
Chinatown and your dad's store.
Ginger
Lloyd.
store.
Yeah, yeah.
my
A
kids,
bootlegger.
What about the games in the back too? Mahjong in the back.
That was next door.
Oh, next door. Okay. Yeah.
camouflage.
And this is what I did to that building.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's being tore down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it was original.
And what was this one for? What was this?
What?
What was this one used as?
That used to be the BC Express barn.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about oh, that was the BC Express barn. We also wanted to talk about the IT stage.
Mm-hmm.
Lori, did
IT
you?
stage, that was your.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was my grandfather's
Grandfather.
and
Yeah.
my great uncle Norman Glover.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jack DeClover's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they both were working here in the business.
How's that for fishing?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Oh.
that's a picture of one of the IT cars.
oh,
Okay.
that one.
Oh, you can
Yeah,
In my
these are
younger
the-
days, that you
these are
wanna
the
see- You don't
chows.
want to see that.
This is Wing Chun Kai.
They originally had started off on the stagecoach area. I mean, Ashcroft was transportation. That's what it was all
Yeah.
about. And this is one of the pictures of one of the stages that used to. This one's actually taken at the 70 mile, but that's my grandfather
grandpa?
driving the stagecoach
Yeah.
out of there.
Fish.
We forgot to get a fishing story from you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
There's some fish for you.
This is another one of the teams down in getting loaded up just out of Ashcroft on one of the.
So your family's been Teamsters all their lives, pretty well.
All our
eh?
life we've been involved in transportation, either in,
Yeah.
like I say, Grandpa started when he used to haul wagons out of Quesnel. He was born and worked in the area here, hauled
Yeah.
stages over from Lillooet to
Yeah.
Ashcroft. Then they started running the
Can you see
Caribou
it like
Highway.
that?
Yeah,
Run the Caribou Highway.
Yeah.
And then from there, when they stopped the stages in about 1912 in that era, then they decided what they should do. So they started meeting people at the trains with cars.
yeah,
And they'd meet salesmen, the old Fuller Brushman type
Yeah.
guys. And they'd travel the whole Caribou with the guy for a week, take him up and to get paid.
yeah.
Then they started thinking, why don't we just do a regular thing? So in
Yeah.
1923, that's when they started the IT stage.
Yeah.
And then they ran that until 43 when they sold out
Here you are.
to Greyhound.
Oh, what do you got here, Lloyd? What's
Yeah.
this? Oh, oh gosh, look at that. BC Express Company.
Yeah.
That's one of the first companies back in Ashcroft.
Yeah. Employed a lot of people. Employed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
And then when Greyhound took over, that was then in the 50s they honored all the old stagecoach drivers. They were like the Houstons, Tingleys,
Yeah.
my grandfather in there, and
There's
that's when
Bob.
and Greyhound took over. And here's another picture of the 50s when Greyhound was in town. That's taken down by the old CPR railway, and you can see in the
Yeah,
background the old
the
water
water tank.
tower, which unfortunately they tore down. It would have
Yeah.
been nice to leave it as
It would have, wouldn't it have?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I say, then they ran that till 43 when Greyhound came in, and then they wanted to go further north, so they had to buy them out, and then they both retired. Norman and him retired.
Ah.
Yeah. But again, they brought all the freight for the businesses and whatnot. Those were the days when things were really good. And like you say, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, the downtown area was just
Yeah.
booming.
Bustling
Booming.
place, yeah.
And I still to this day say it was the 4x4 shifts at the mine that
I think so.
pretty much killed our whole downtown
Yeah.
core.
That's what I
People
think.
had way too much time on their hands and started spending it elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, you could see it. I mean, I could almost go back to the year they put the shifts in, and then I could see the percentage in my business down because the guys were leaving town on the weekends or their 4 days off. They had 4 days off, so big difference. Yeah.
That's a neat picture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you look cute.
That's
This,
your- that's your
Lloyd,
mum.
this is you and your mom? This you and your mom?
Yeah.
That's when you were a cute little kid.
Yeah, me and my mom,
Probably. No. Yeah.
first son, like, what do you expect?
Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got,
We had lots of character buildings. There was lots of,
yeah. And most of these ones are gone now.
yeah, the whole,
Just, the old Wing Wo Lung.
that's the only building left, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got, well, like you say, well, that one picture at the IT, that that was right where the credit union is today.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they had the,
BA.
and for quite a few years afterwards, before they moved the depot up to Cache Creek, right there was where the Greyhound, Ashcroft was still the central
Yeah.
area, and that was where the bus
Yeah.
depot was. You'd stop in there and
Yeah.
then go from there.
I
And
think
then
that's,
Right.
And then it became, years later, they built a meat market there, wasn't it? Remember Cadden's Meat
oh,
Market?
somewhere there's a picture
No,
of the meat
Tad's Meat
market.
Market was there quite a bit before.
Yeah,
Next door to that,
Monroe started the meat market.
there's a meat market, and next to that was the Ashcroft Bakery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Paul Anderson
Is
had,
that the one, Bob?
oh yeah, Ashcroft Market, there we are. in the-
yeah. And then there's a little spot on the side beside it, a flat roof one, that was Ashcroft Bakery.
Oh, okay.
The
Paul Anderson.
Paul Anderson, right, and then Black Lock.
Yeah, Black
Yeah,
Lock,
you
Dingley.
can read the sign app, it says Ashcroft Bakery.
Well, and then you could tell a story
Ashcroft
about the Mickey Club.
Yeah,
Are we allowed to tell that on there? It doesn't matter.
Oh, go ahead.
The boys used to stop in there after work. Everybody brought their own Mickey.
Yeah.
And then when they were finished, they'd throw it over the top behind the bakery oven. And I guess when they tore the building down and they took out the oven, the back was just, there was hundreds and hundreds of Mickeys. They used to call them the Mickey Club.
Mickey Club.
I won't say who it was, but a lot of local guys, a lot of local businessmen. But it's funny, we used to have a group of guys used to get together doing that too, and we got a lot of business done in the sense of you talk freely, everybody had a say, and some things you laughed off, but
Yeah.
a lot of things got done because everybody cooperated.
Yeah.
It wasn't a case of worry about your own business. We all worked together. Everybody worked together as a group.
Yeah, and then the Harvey Bailey building,
Oh yeah.
that was a neat store too,
Yeah.
and a really busy
hooray.
happening place.
Yeah, Harvey Bailey didn't come in until after Warren's,
Yeah, that's right.
Foster.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, a lot of and that was one of the old character ones that was there until
Yeah.
we finally lost it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, lots of fires.
Oh, wow.
Map of all Ashcroft in the old days, they were all the stores, I marked them all down.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Don't know where I put it.
when we first came here, or when I first started in business, you couldn't get a place downtown to rent to save your soul
Yeah.
commercially.
You couldn't get a place to stay either.
No, that was
Yeah.
it. And well, I remember even the school board ended up building,
Yeah.
working above Earlybird,
Above Murray King's.
Murray Cane's
Well,
at the time.
it was in one of those pictures there, that Rouse building, the first portion was the school board office. And that's why that picture of my sister's in there.
Oh, right.
That one?
Yeah, that
Oh.
one, yeah. That first part there was the school board office.
Oh,
The
okay.
middle, yeah, and after a little while, Pat Parsons bought it, Gateway Groceria.
Okay.
And he was in there, and then when Harvey Bailey went out, he went over there,
Oh, okay.
bought Harvey Bailey building
Yeah.
stuff.
And that's when they set up the old, remember they had the grocery store in there, the red and white? was it?
Yeah.
Red and white, yeah.
Red and white?
Yeah.
That was
And
there.
then there was a bicycle shop. Old Dave Orm had that little bicycle shop there. And,
Tell me about it. Bicycle.
Well, you had the bicycles there, and then you had
$8.
$8 for a bicycle.
the one that sort of survived through the whole thing is Bundus's, the old,
Yeah.
the blacksmith shop. That's been there for a long time, and
Yeah.
it's still there,
Yeah,
you know, and still in the family, which is neat too.
yeah,
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, it's still owned by John.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith and Consolidated Grocers.
Yeah,
Mrs. Smith.
Mhm.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Smith,
Now the Ashcroft
now the
Bakery.
bakery.
That's the bakery, yeah, right,
Yeah.
Consolidated.
You know how good that baker was? He sold his bread all the way up to Quesnel.
That was
right?
Paul Anderson,
Mhm.
Lloyd, yeah,
Yeah, he got a lot of provincial accolades from
Yeah.
yeah.
baking.
Is that right, eh?
You know, I used to buy 10 cents, half a dozen donuts.
Yeah,
I got checks.
And no
for-
GST on them anymore.
Dozen and a half for a quarter.
Yeah, my dad used to get bread delivered from him over by 10 loaves at a time and so on. And that's when he could give him a check at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And it was 7 cents a loaf,
yeah, gee,
delivered right to the front door.
You never tasted bread like he made. Not anymore. I used
Yeah.
to buy
Yeah.
brown bread there. Oh, it was so good, eh? Now, you get whole wheat and it don't taste like brown bread.
Yeah.
I
And then
don't know how to
Blacklock,
do it.
did Blacklock take it over after him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and Blacklock, and then after Blacklock, then Willie Vandergraaf.
I guess so.
Willie
Yes,
took it
yes,
over.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Blacklock's moved it over to
Yeah.
Smith's.
Right. Yeah,
Where the bakery is now, right?
Oh, okay.
And then Van de Graaff bought it from
Yeah.
Blacklock.
Yeah, yeah.
But originally,
Smith's.
originally Blacklock and Art Dingley
oh,
bought,
right,
bought
right.
the old
Yeah.
bakery store. And they were soccer crazy. They were trying to start soccer going in Ashcroft and it didn't go over too well at the time.
That's going back in the 50s
Oh.
then.
Yes, yeah.
That's in the 50s, yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, a few days
Yeah.
ago.
And the drugstore and the Bloom Cafe and
Oh, the Bloom on the corner, yeah.
ladies' wear.
Yeah, that's
Imagine there used to be
Blacklock.
5 Greyhound buses coming in and out of Ashland.
Yeah, busy, eh?
Oh, yeah.
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 Really busy.
Yeah.
Bob Ayers, he used to buy pies from my dad. He couldn't get enough pies. You know? He'd buy them for 2 bits a piece and sell them for 15 cents a slice.
Well, we used to have tons of places to eat. There was always a restaurant on
Yeah.
the go and always open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and open later than 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
They used to be real strict about that in the store. It was 6 o'clock.
Oh, for the regular stores to
Yeah.
close.
Oh,
yeah.
is that right?
Oh,
Yeah.
No, we didn't. Nobody was open on Sunday back in. Those
Oh yeah,
days.
but you just
No.
had to know where to go. You just go down the back alley and into Wing Chun Kai's store.
Yeah, there was always a back door somewhere. Sunday was more for the bootlegging than anything else.
Yeah.
pretty strict in those days, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we lost the Bloom, and then we lost. There was the remember the bank on the main street, and then it turned into the Commerce. But it was originally the liquor store.
Liquor store,
That was
yeah.
the liquor store.
The store before, yeah.
And they used to. That's when the days when you'd walk in, and the guy would ask you what you want, and he'd go get it and serve it to you. And
Yeah.
There's the liquor store right there.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which became after it was a
You
liquor
need it.
store, it
Bank
became
of Commerce was there. Isn't it?
yeah, the Bank
Yeah,
of Commerce
Bank of
took
Commerce.
it over. That's their safe still in the middle of the property, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
the old cement building that there, that was the end of their building, and that was
Yeah.
the safe. When they
That
when the
didn't
building
belong-
burned down.
That
was
doesn't
a
belong to
Harvey.
Harvey Bailey, that old.
I thought it was Harvey
No, I don't
Bailey.
know
It
who owned
was.
that. But that whole block there was offices, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water and light,
Yeah,
pits, Shane's pits.
yeah. Melsa Ducklow's hair salon.
Yeah. Oh, and that little,
Frank, yeah,
Four or
Houghton had
five.
the law office there.
Yeah.
yeah, C.H. Pitts,
Yeah, Bessie Boyle had her
Johnny
BC Hydro.
Pitts, Patsy Pitts, I remember them.
Well, that's a-
What school?
Yeah, the picture I had of Mom and them skating.
That's right, that was
That was the Pitts, the
Yeah.
two Pitts kids were with them, yeah.
yeah.
And then we had the garage on the main
Bradges.
street.
That was the old Caribou garage, the old Bill Robertson built.
Oh, yeah.
Is that who did that? Bill
Yeah.
Robertson, eh?
Yeah.
And then Coivistos took it over after
Covesta
that?
took
Okay.
it, and then Hollis had it for a while, and then Covesta took it
Okay.
over.
Okay,
Now,
so-
then he made it into a dealership, a car dealership.
Yeah.
Where was this one?
That's
Where
right on
the-
the corner there,
where
where
One
OK
Easy-
stopped
Oh,
it.
okay, where,
Or Skips.
Okay, they call it now.
okay, stop?
Yeah, it was, that street wasn't even there, and they actually, because the Chinatown buildings used to come right out farther,
Yeah,
and that street wasn't even there, so when Bill Robertson bought it, they dug the basement with horses, and I remember
Yeah.
they built that thing, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I say, then Covistos had the car dealership there.
yeah, he went Chrysler dealership there.
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he sold it off.
Hollis had it for a while, and then Ken Myers bought it,
Yeah,
went back to GM dealership. and-
yeah. They had that there, and then on that same corner, then years later, the Safety Mart went up.
Yeah.
Right.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was talking about the courthouses, and I said, well, when they built the Safety Mart originally, the whole back section of it wasn't like where the meat part is
Yeah.
today. That whole back section was where the courthouses
Oh,
were.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Before they
that.
built the big one, another one that burnt down.
Oh.
And, yeah, you used to go in there, right where the parking is across from the credit union.
Yeah.
That was all where you parked there, and they had the courts there. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Well, they had, I remember, they had that building right downtown way in the corner there in Sixth there. There's a courthouse behind there, where they,
Oh, yeah.
oh, the
they-
old BX building, Lloyd? The old BX building?
no,
No?
Well, the old BX building was where you used to go for court.
Originally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
that's the
my,
original one.
yeah, I got
That
my
was
first
across
minor in possession there.
your side.
Bill Adams, no, my only. Bill Adams was, Sonny Adams was the judge.
Yeah, the schoolhouse there, they call it the House of Blazes.
He gave me a lecture and a $10 fine, and I said I'd never do it again.
And you listened, did you?
Yeah, I listened. He made me a better citizen. Yeah.
Okay, and then of course we had the Epsom salts. You were talking about that earlier, Lloyd. Wasn't it you or was it you, Lori?
No,
Wow.
Great.
I know where. Yeah, I remember the Epsom salts up in the mine where they
Yeah.
where they mined it for years, and then they,
Johnny Nordstrom,
is that who did that?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that was before my time.
Charlie Gray. He was
So
the
where,
manager.
where was this building at? Where were they?
Across the street,
Right
on
across
the
the
CDR
street,
side there.
right across the street from the medical, old medical
Oh,
building.
okay, right in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That all used to be buildings there.
Well, there was the soy sauce factory, that's where Dad bought that, or Dad and a group of them. And then there was Algae's, or it used to be a taxi there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then Algae's was in there for a little while there. And then there was two other houses.
Is that where Sonny Johnson ran his taxi out of there?
No, it
Walter
was,
Pocock.
what the heck was
Oh,
his name?
Walter Pocock. Bertha, is that where his daughter had her?
He's a.
Like a nursing-
Who's the lady that goes
hospital.
down?
Yeah.
Ju-
Yeah.
her name was something Justra, I think.
Yeah.
I think she was a telephone operator.
They started
Oh.
the hospital here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they had like a nursing home. So, Bob, tell us about the soy sauce factory.
Yeah, well, the war was over, actually, the soy sauce factory, and a lot of the Japanese people didn't know what they were going to do. They were just kind of displaced and could leave their camps.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, my dad came to Ashcroft, as I said, to grow tomatoes and that, but then Mr. Nagoro came over from Tashmi, and they had a bit of a soy sauce factory there.
Oh, okay.
So they thought, well, why don't we form a company and manufacture soy sauce?
Yeah.
So them and there's about 4 other people got together. My uncle and Mr. Ando, I think, was in there, and about 3 or 4 of them. Anyways, they all bought shares and they set it up. And then they started producing it, and the biggest part was it was a natural way of making soy sauce.
Yeah.
And it took 2 years before you can get it into production.
Okay.
And about the time that they were all finished and they were, you know, starting to can and they were selling some
Yeah.
across Canada actually. And then the trade embargo with Japan was lifted and Kikkoman came in and they were
Oh.
just slaughtered their prices and they couldn't
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah.
They had to buy their soybeans from Ontario
Yeah.
and all this and had it shipped across and it just got too much for them. They couldn't handle, they couldn't make any money.
Yeah.
So they just closed it down. So that was kind of a, and just after that, the judo club went in there and borrowed one of their buildings.
Oh, okay.
That's where it was, right in
Yeah.
that building. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I got 1 gallon jug of the original soy sauce left at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
Boy, it's well seasoned, eh?
Oh, yeah.
We've got this bottle in the museum.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I took a picture
Yeah.
of it. I didn't want to bring the bottle though, 'cause it's glass. so
No,
I thought,
you don't
no.
take a chance.
No,
Not
but
with
yeah,
all the
it's-
ice.
Yeah, I
It's
got-
actually quite colorful. It's got purples.
yeah, purple
yeah,
and orange,
Yeah.
blue or yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother designed that.
Oh, okay.
That's neat. One of the old buildings that was gone now. Remember when Lloyd, Ivanhoe, they used to have their little building on the main street there, and
Oh,
they used
yeah.
to take bottle returns,
Yes.
and they used to sell coal out of there. Now that's right next to where, well, in between now where the drugstore and the real estate office is, right in there.
Okay.
Parking
Yeah.
lot area.
Yeah, where the
parking
parking
lot.
lot is today, that was the old building. And old Mr. Lowe used to go out there, always wore his coveralls and his railroaders. He always had that railroader's cap on. He was quite a
And
character.
a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, and
And
then,
then beside them was little Mrs. Campbell. She had that little ice cream
Oh,
parlor
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have
And,
brought that. I had a picture
oh.
of that store too. I should have brought it.
okay, yeah.
Used
Yeah.
to make pop.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Yeah.
closed down basically when we were there. I guess, I don't know, we never bought anything there, but
Yeah.
we used to go around there and
Oh yeah.
the little lady was in there all the time.
Yeah.
So that
That was the first
Yeah.
ice cream parlor in Ashcroft.
yeah, well, I could tell by the stuff that she had in there. She had those little curved chairs, you know.
Yeah,
And
Oh yeah.
And then there was Tommy Belshaw.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a piano teacher.
Yes.
yeah, he used to come to our
Yeah.
house.
He had magazines and ice cream.
Yeah.
okay.
And where was his store located? Where
Right next to Harvey
Right next
Bailey's
door to
store.
Harvey
oh,
Bailey's
okay,
store,
right in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tiny little store there.
Yeah.
Rogers had the house behind that, eh? Behind the,
Yeah. Race Rogers. Well, that's where Tommy Belshaw was.
yeah, that was.
They're related somehow.
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they were.
yeah.
Well, Race Rogers, and then he had the
Brother
theater,
was
the
his
theater,
brother,
we used to
yeah.
have the theater
Right,
downtown.
Right. Yeah.
In-law.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was a big thing to go to the,
Oh gosh.
to
Yeah.
go to the theater at night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big thing in the day. I mean, the last show that was there, I took my daughter to E.T. Yeah,
Oh.
it was-
Oh, my goodness.
yeah, that was one of the last shows that was in there.
Is that right?
And they closed it up after
Yeah.
that. I always remember that. I wanted her to go there once just so she
Yeah.
could
Experience.
say that she had been there. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister used to be an usher in there for quite a while with, oh,
Used to
Rogers.
sneak in. You always tried to get up in the balcony, but old Maurice, he'd grab us young guys and haul us out of there, and 'cause he knew we were up to no good up in there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Any other characters or stories?
Oh, you could go all day
Yeah.
long on
Lots of
characters.
characters in this town.
Yeah.
Lots of characters, like
Yeah.
you said, the old downtown area, old Harry Moore, and
Yeah.
guys like that. Fred and Lily.
Yeah.
Every Friday night, they'd come to the store and
Les Stearns holding up the post corner.
yeah, I used to sit on and what was the fellow with the old sampan hat? Jimmy. Was it Jimmy Dry?
Oh, Jim Dry. Yeah.
Jimmy Dry. Remember Jimmy Dry used to wander up and down Main Street. They were like parts of the downtown.
Yeah.
Yep, he
Yeah.
always picked up every bottle he could find.
Yeah, And my store was a revolving,
And he,
small-time bank account. And they'd
Okay.
borrow $10 on the Friday night.
Yeah.
The next Friday they'd pay me back, and Saturday morning borrow another 10. And it was like a revolving thing. But hey, and in all those years, like I said,
Yeah.
I was in that business for the 20 years there. Never got stiffed once.
Yeah.
They always paid
Yeah.
off their
Jim
debts.
Dry, he had a pension from the CPR.
Yeah,
Yeah, $6 a month.
yeah. He used to come by my store and he had two pieces of wire holding his shoes together, about 12 gauge wire. He just had it half twisted.
Yeah.
And he always used to laugh. He says, "I don't need your shoelace. I got these." And I'm always trying to sell him a pair of shoelaces, but he would never buy them.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
but those were the
Pick up
characters.
balls,
Yeah.
all the balls and
Yeah.
bring them to Crosley, sell them, and then straight for the liquor store.
Yeah.
Yeah, he liked his brandy.
He liked
Yeah.
his booze, boy.
He liked his brandy. Yeah, always had his brandy.
Yeah.
But again, there was this character after character, and I mean,
Yeah.
even before my time, there was stories that my grandmother told and that of
Yeah.
the different characters that they had.
Yeah.
It was,
But he used to go like this, bump Troy.
Oh, is that right, eh? Yeah.
I thought I had some seed and I can't find it.
Oh, gosh.
yeah. And they used to people that would tell you stories of different people. Like when I started in J-Rays in 1969, the girl that was working in her office in Kamloops doing all the bookkeeping,
Yeah.
she all of a sudden said, "Oh, that name sounds familiar." And then I said, "Well, Stevenson was my grandmother." "Oh my goodness, I was a young girl and I rode the
Yeah.
IT stage from Williams Lake."
Yeah.
And she said, "Grandpa used to tell stories. They were just about off color, but not quite." And she said, "I used to sit there just waiting for his stories."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's how it was up and down the Caribou. Everybody
Yeah.
knew everybody.
Yeah.
They would deliver mail for people. They'd deliver goodies for people because that was the only means of communication
Yeah.
back and forth. Yeah, it was either by whatever the stages, went to buses, and everybody got a hold of each other going
Yeah,
accordingly.
yeah, they never went far, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
up and down the highway and
Well, back in those days, they'd leave Ashcroft at 7 in the morning and get to Quesnel at 7 at night.
Yeah.
A 12-hour trip to get there. So,
The old days, every 3 miles there used to be a section.
yeah. For changing the horses out and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the turbos in Ashcroft. Every 3 miles there's a section.
Yeah.
Jim Dry was
Oh, he owns sections with
Barn
the railroad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the railroad is still here. It was, and it's the reason Ashcroft's here.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
It
and
was-
thank God for them or else we'd
that's
not
how
likely to
Ashcroft
be here.
began. Barnsley, they heard that the railroad was coming into town, so they built a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put
built the
hotel
building
up.
down there quick like, yeah.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
That's how it started, Ashcroft started.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big cattle center too. Everybody used to ship their cattle.
Well, look
Yeah,
at
that's right.
that one picture
Yeah.
of the stockyards.
stockyards
You
there.
can see it there in the background.
Yeah.
You can see all the stockyards that are there. I don't know
Yeah,
if you wanna
lots
put
of
that up.
lots of cattle cars.
Used to be 2 stockyards.
Yes.
No.
One on the CPR side, one on the
Here on
CNR.
our
Yeah.
side, yeah.
Well, even when I started, like I say, I was quite young compared to, or in business wise, but we used to watch them. They'd be loading the cattle there steady.
Mm-hmm.
And then years later, we sat there and we'd watch them put all the haul packs together. Remember, they come in and they put them in together and they drove them up the hill.
Drove up the hill.
Oh, okay.
Unload all the cars there for Bose Motors out of box cars, and
Yeah.
it was quite a.
Well, 1923 when they bought the new Studebakers for the IT stage, they bought 8 brand new cars and they all arrived on the railroad. And they said it was quite a deal for the downtown. My grandma
Yeah.
said, she says, everybody showed up. The whole town was watching them unload them. And
Yeah.
all these 8 brand new,
But the tires were off of them and everything. You had to put them
put
together
them back.
before.
Yeah. But they unloaded them all here at the railroad, and
Yeah.
it was quite a day in town. I
They used to
guess.
come in boxcars, eh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's slung 5, 6 in the car.
Yeah, well, I used to go out and watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pastime, yeah. Yeah, they used to load those steel balls for the ball mills and that up there.
There was a lot of stuff went in and out of here over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the second bridge that was tore
This
down.
this is the fourth.
Fourth, no, that's, well, yeah, if you're counting the old wooden, the real old originals,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the one they
Yeah.
tore, that's the one, is that the one they tore down for the new one? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Costa used to drive his herds down, remember? Used to go across the bridge. He'd bring down 5,000 cattle,
Gee,
and they were only allowed to go across the bridge 100 at a time.
Yeah.
okay. Who was that, Lloyd?
Huh?
Who did you say?
Coster.
Oh, Coster, okay.
Coster.
They had the
Oh,
Okay,
ranch
yeah,
BC
A lack
cattle.
of half.
West
Yeah.
of Whalen Lake.
Yeah,
wow,
that's old BC Cattle Company.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 He married my school teacher.
Is that right? No.
Yeah, Shirley Austin. She came to teach here at the old annex,
Okay.
French, and she started in September and she was married in December to old
Yeah.
Foster. So that's why my French is not very good.
Well, back in those days, it was either school teachers or
Yeah,
nurses.
that's right.
That was the only new girls that came to
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, we lost a lot.
I'm married to a nurse.
We lost
Yeah.
a lot of school
Yeah.
teachers here
Yeah.
because
Yeah, exactly.
You know who they were?
Jack Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Warren. And
Yeah.
his brother Warren.
I didn't know Warren, no.
They were both 6'4".
Yeah,
No bigger than that. Jack's 6'7".
yeah, Jack
yeah,
was
big, tall,
He was a big man.
yeah.
One of his brothers was 7 foot tall.
Oh, gee,
They owned the ranch at just the other side, 8 Mile.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great poker players. Him and Bert Collins. Oh,
Oh,
Wheaton Louis,
yeah.
Wheaton,
Wheaton, yeah.
Wheaton, and old
Wheaton.
Jimmy E. Yeah, they
Yeah.
changed hands with that Bloom Cafe quite a few times.
Day and night. Go for days and days.
There's lots of characters that played poker. That,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, George McAbee lost his Cadillac one week and won it back the next week.
Yeah, it was just on loan.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I get you guys some more coffee?
No, not
No,
for
I'm
me.
doing fine, thank you.
No, that was.
Well, thank you for coming in and
Yeah,
sharing.
you could talk all day long on
Yeah.
different buildings, couldn't you? It just,
Yeah, you could.
every picture you showed there brought up a different
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
things.
You go, oh, I forgot about this. You forget
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's what it's so nice to have the picture saved.
Yeah, it is.
We haven't even touched on the fishing yet, have we?
No, tell us a fishing story, Lloyd. I meant to do that with sports, but
This Thompson River was the best fishing in the world. They used to come from Germany to fish in the Thompson River.
Steelhead fishermen?
here in Ashcroft, Lloyd, or did they go? Was it Spence's Bridge?
Spence's Bridge.
Spence's Bridge.
Yeah, the Spencer
Yeah.
Bridge, they used to stay here, eh?
Okay, yeah,
Because the hotel was
Yeah.
here and the railroad was here.
yeah,
The station was,
Yeah.
quite familiar then.
yeah,
Steelhead.
yeah.
Now you can't even keep them.
Yeah, that's right.
Before my time. I thought it was Kwang Yin Ching, but it looked like Kwang
Oh,
Yin
he's
Ching.
going back. Now he's back on old buildings. Yeah.
I
But I could tell by that car, it can't be that old. The house
think it is
old, but-
that store.
Yeah,
It
Kwang
says
Yin
there.
It says here.
Yeah.
Foo's old
This
place.
is Kwang Yin
Yeah.
Ching.
Yeah, Foo's old place, isn't it?
You know what this is? That's Charlie's Beauty Parlor.
There you go.
I owned it.
Before my time. Yeah, before my time.
Yeah, he came and he said, there's a great big building, eh? And next door to the Kwang Yin Ching was a real narrow building. That's where there's a tailor shop there before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right, Taylor.
And I forget his name now. And he used to love eating ripe pears. Anyways, Charlie come along and he wanted to start a beauty parlor. And his wife was a beauty parlor, a hairdresser. too.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they did
Yeah.
that. They made it into a living quarters and that.
Oh, okay.
And they had a shop in the front. Eh?
Oh.
They were there for quite a while. They did quite well because
Yeah.
they bought a farm over in the Fraser Valley there, down from Lillooet, south of Lillooet there.
Who was this Charlie who, Lloyd? Or was Charlie his last name?
I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I forget.
Okay, it's okay. I'm just curious.
That's that Austin that Andy Anderson's got right
Yeah.
now.
That's my first car. Alan Loy and I drove it to Revelstoke just to see if it run. Alan did not.
Little
Yeah.
Austin, eh?
Lots of them aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
But the picture, I wonder how come it faded like that. It was a good picture
I don't
before.
know.
Yeah, you gotta
it's too
keep 'em-
bad.
Keep them away from any
Keep the
kind of
light,
light.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I put them on
But
the.
That's
these people
Yeah,
from, or
that's the best
Michigan.
way.
That's
the
a
originals
Tashima
away
kid
and
that's
put them-
got that fish there. That's Ken
Yeah,
Tashima.
here, where's it?
No, they're still getting, Steelhead
That
was
one.
a good year this year. Yeah, it was a good year
Yeah.
this year.
It was a good one this year?
Yeah, Bill and them were all out
There.
over Christmas there, and they got
But you know,
6 or 7 each day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jackie Johnson, she went up the river there, you know, just south of the second steel bridge. You know, there's a eddy there, eh? 3 casts, you got 3 steelhead.
Yeah,
And he come into the shop there and, oh, wow, look at this. He could hardly pack them.
I know my
Yeah.
Billy I and Oli Tashima and I were down Spencer's Bridge one time, just south of the bridge on the right-hand side, down on CNR. There's a lake down there. It's called Dry Lake. And that's the opposite from Ray's Fruit Stand.
Yeah,
Across the river.
talking
There's a
about-
big
Okay.
rock there.
Yeah.
I made 3 casts and got 3 steelhead.
there you go.
And I had them on a Saskatoon bush, and I packed them back to the car, and here was Oli and my brother, Billy I, eh? Holy cow, where you get them? I said, oh, there we go, there's lots there. So they went down there, they each caught fish too.
There you go.
And they're all bigger than mine.
Yeah. Gee.
I know my mom and dad used to get up 4 o'clock in the morning and go down to Spencer's Bridge, eh?
Go see it.
Go, yeah, and half the time they were back home by 8 o'clock because
Yeah.
they get their limit.
Oh, gee.
Now you gotta spend
Yeah.
the
Wow.
whole day fishing.
Oh,
Well, same with hunting.
that's your grandpa?
Yeah. Yeah, Granny said they go to Kamloops and they get halfway to Kamloops and he'd have to shoot a deer for one of the neighbor ladies, so then drag it back here. So it always took us an extra couple hours longer to get to Kamloops because he was always shooting a deer on the way.
Well, you didn't have to.
Well, like, because they hunted for the town in those days.
Oh yeah, and then there was so darn many of
You know
them.
where
I
this
can
come
remember
from, eh?
Yeah.
going to Kamloops there.
When they're building an addition to Wing Chun Tai store, they expanded, they dug the basement there, Johnny North Street. He dug the basement, he picked up the safe, eh? He dropped it on the street and all these canceled checks come
Oh,
out.
okay.
That's-
Oh, cool.
Ah, neat.
They're old because I had some that were
1901, anyway.
Tingley's name
Yeah.
Yeah.
on it, you
Yeah.
know? I couldn't find it. I know I've got it, but there's a whole bunch there.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Like you.
Yeah, thank you. It was kind of enlightening for me
Where my
as well.
Taxi is.